What's going on, YouTube? Back once again in the shed, and I welcome you to another review. Thank you for joining me. I do appreciate it. And today we're in the shed, door closed, lights on, but I am hot as hell because it's not exactly cold out there, but the wind's blowing like mad. I just couldn't get it so that it wasn't picking up on the mic so bad. And then when I use that noise calculation, it mucks it up. I'll put in a little example of me saying John Wick before and after, and you stab him in the eye like John Wick. Stab him in the eye like John Wick. John Wick. John Wick. John Wick. It made me sound like a right dipstick. Not that I'm not a dipstick, obviously, but I at least try and hide it a little bit. So, yeah. Today, I'm smoking on this little beauty. If you can see it, but the grain on it is really nice. Get it to focus. But yeah, and for me old pal Sylvia, I still haven't figured out how to say your name out loud properly. You're gonna have to message me and tell me. But yeah, look, it's got one of your stingers in it. So yeah, and in it I got some. Oh my days. Let's pretend that didn't happen, yeah? A man with more skill would edit it out, but I have no shame. Anyway, in it, I have some Radford's Luxury. Very nice. Bit of Dholakia in there. Follow on from the old Dholakia Snuff the other day. But it's nice. But anyway, moving on from the pipe stuff and on to the Snuff. And today we are doing Grape Concord by Dholakia. Interesting one, eh? Yeah, Dholakia come back on in swinging, like they've brought a load of new flavours. Look, 'cause remember they were all out of stock, so they brought in a load more flavours again, and some of them are quite interesting. But to try and, you know, make it more interesting for you, I had a little look and tried to come up with some information. So, Dholakia is a family-owned business. It's been about since 1890, when the founding father, I won't try and say their names, I'll just put their names up and not embarrass them and me. But he owned a tobacco shop, and he had the idea that he went to his father with to start a business making snuff. So him and his father, they started out making snuff, the first blends for Dholakia, in a small room in their house. Then in 1920, the third generation joined the team, and his son joined the team. He was 16 years old. You see how they desperately needed more hands on deck in order to grow. So he turned to be a marketing genius, and he developed and launched new products, pushing the brand name to further success and growth. Then in 1950, fourth generation joined, and this was a son again. He joined at 16 and learnt the entire operation and the financial system from under his father. He was there until he died, but he pushed the business to ever higher levels of growth and success. Then we came to 1988 up until now, and it was the fifth generation. There's a son again, and later on he was joined by his wife, but he joined the company straight out of college. They have built many well-known brands and have grown the company tenfold. In 2003, they built their first modern snuff factory in India and continued the legacy of previous generations. They help put Indian snuff on the global map. There you go, little nuggets of information for you. If they ever come up in a trivia game, you'll be on it. So, the one we're doing today is Grape Concord. And it's time to crack her open and see what she's saying, shall we? So, to look at, it is chocolatey brown. It is packed solid into that tub, you know, like you've got to like shave it off to get it going in the beginning, but yeah, once you've broke it up, it fluffs up and comes out nice. I'd say it's a sort of chocolatey brown, you know, that chocolate bar sort of brown, not too dark, not too light. It's probably a medium to fine side of medium grind, and I would say the moisture again is sort of like just below medium moisture. It's got enough moisture in it so that it makes the fineness of the snuff not so much of a problem, in my opinion. Okay, so let's jump onto the old tin note, shall we? And I ain't gonna lie to you, it smells lovely. Concord grape, purple grapes. I wouldn't say it completely smells like a natural grape, but it doesn't smell horribly artificial either. It does smell quite sweet. It reminds me of the grape vape juices I used to vape. Yeah, it's a nice, it's strong, it's potent. You ain't got to hunt for it, and it is, you know, it's a nice sweet Concord grape. So let's jump into a bump and see what that's saying, shall we? I found it not difficult to take nice healthy bumps of this. You know, it is a little bit fine, but it's not like, you know, some Indian snuffs, you know, it's a bit easier to take. There's a bit of a burn when you take it, but I like a nice bit of burn, so that's a tick from me. It sits in the nose quite nice. Right. So you get a bit of a burn, you get a bit of a nice, you know, feeling of the snuff sitting there. And then, you know, it dissipates, it sits in there nicely. It don't feel uncomfortable. The burn goes, and you're just, you know, flooded with a Grape Concord. That's all I can really put to it. It's a really nice, sweet, not totally natural, but not, you know, overly artificial grape scent. It's I like it. I really like it. The grape is, you know, quite strong, and it's quite overpowering any for any sort of natural tobacco notes to come through, to be honest. But like anything, after you've been bumping it for a bit and your nose settles down and you kind of get used to the grape and it's not picking it up so much, you can get some bits of the tobacco notes coming through. And when you do, it's quite, you know, it's quite reminiscent of Indian tobacco. But I will say, not as much, like, you know, like the Indian funk smell that some people don't like, or, you know, it's a little bit, you know, farmyardy, but not terribly. Do you know what I mean? It's not ammonery. It's not, I don't get no sort of like poop smells, or, you know, there's just a little bit of a sort of farmyard scent to it. Nicotine, I reckon it's fairly high. It's got to be at least medium to high. I mean, like, I've took them bumps and I can feel my head fizzing a bit, so I don't think it's low in nicotine. So, and it's, you know, it's, I like these kind of grinds because they're not so heavy. I can take this all day long. It's not going to overload my nose. I'm not going to get loads of back drip. I don't get loads of front drip. I don't, you know, need to blow my nose as often. I've been taking this quite liberally everywhere I go. I've not come up against a problem with it, to be honest. I've been really pleasantly surprised. I really like this one, hence why this tub is going down fast. So as I say, it's a good nicotine content, so it's been keeping me going, and you know, I definitely all day long. I couldn't not give it, because I have honestly, this has not left my pocket since I opened it. It's gone everywhere I've gone, and I'm really enjoying it, you know. So, and like I said, I don't know if I said it or I said something similar, but if you're someone that struggles with picking up the nuances of snuff taking, so like when you hear me talking about sort of leather and buttery biscuit, and I can smell earth and plant, you know what I mean? And you're sat there thinking, where's he getting this? You know, what are you on about? Farmyard, you know what I mean? If you're not quite that honed in on it, and you want something that's just a nice, pleasant scent that's just gonna pop you in the nose every time you take it, then go no further, because this one's a good one, in my opinion. So, yeah, I don't think there's much else I can add to it. I've sang its praises. And I honestly really enjoy it. It's surprised me quite a bit. So, yeah, I recommend you give it a go myself, if you can procure it, which can be difficult depending on your morals, you know, because it's only available in one place as far as I can see, which is really disappointing. So, you know, that's all I got to say on that matter. Hopefully the wind dies down tomorrow, and I might try and make a video outside and we can go for a nice little stroll or something, maybe. Ears open, eh? So until then, I'm gonna leave it, because this video is gonna roll on. So remember to tap, pinch and toot. That's because there's 3 ingredients to your enjoyment, and your enjoyment is all I've got for you. So remember to come back to the shed, and until then, I shall bid you farewell.